Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the GFI Healthcare Podcast. I am super excited today, especially because I'm not talking by myself today because it gets lonely in the studio, in the virtual studio, when you're talking by yourself, you're hearing your own voice. But today I have a panel, and it's a powerful panel that's going to be joining me today. If you're joining us right now, start sharing the link. Share, invite others. If you're not subscribed yet to the GFI Healthcare YouTube channel, please do that. And we also have a Spotify account. So you guys can also subscribe to that so you can listen on the go. So today, I know the title of the show today said Transition from Healthcare to Wealthcare. If you're joining us, let that word transition not scare you. Let that word not scare you. I am not sitting here today with my panel to tell you that you need to leave what you're doing. That's not the goal of today's show. The show today is to speak to healthcare professionals out there. We are high net worth professionals. We make money. We know how to make money. The question is, do we know how to keep that money? Do we know how to preserve that money? Do we even know how to grow it to the point where we want to preserve it? That's what we want to get into people's mindsets right now, to start thinking about that transition. So I'm not going to steal the thunder from this powerful panel. I'm going to start bringing them to the virtual stage, and I'll do a drum roll here. I'm learning this technology stuff. So, hey, I'm getting all excited. I'm going to start bringing them to the stage here one after another, and then we'll go right into it. We are very respectful of people's time, so we'll go right into the show. But I'm going to start at the top of my screen with Lois to introduce yourself, and then we'll go down.
Can you hear
You
her?
can't hear me?
I can.
I can hear her.
I can't hear her.
Increase your volume, Dr. Quinn, on your laptop. Make sure your volume is up. Make sure your volume is up on your. Okay, Lois, go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm gonna text her.
Okay.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me? I cannot hear her.
We can hear you.
Yeah, Lois, go ahead. I'll text her.
Okay, no problem. Hello, everyone. First things first, the host. I am super excited to be here. Thank you so much, Sagi. So, for anyone who is not aware of who I am, my name is Lois. Everyone calls me Nurse Lois. I was born and raised in Ghana, West Africa, moved to America when I was 9 years old, and I always thought I was going to be a nurse forever, right? So, I am a registered nurse by trade. And then 3 years ago, I was actually
I cannot
introduced
hear
to
you.
the
I
I
can't
was
hear you.
introduced to the financial services industry. And so 3 years later, I am officially retired
What's
from
happening?
full-time nursing. So I'm super excited to be here helping other people transition their mindset and also transition their paychecks, right? Because we don't want our fellow healthcare workers to solely depend on the bedside. I'm very big about helping nurses keep their PRN job, maybe stay part-time, but also be empowered to have another way to generate income. So that's what today's all about. And I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, we multitask. We don't panic. We pivot. We pivot, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
I'm
Absolutely.
we do.
multitasking. Technology, we can live
Yes.
with it. Sometimes we can't live with it. But Lois, thank you for that introduction. I know we'll circle back. We'll get to know you a little bit more as the show goes on. Doc, introduce yourself.
Yes. So I first of all have to tell you how excited I am to be on the panel and to be part of your podcast. I am happy to be returning to the podcast, which I have done before. So kudos to you. This is a great platform to affect change in the community. So my name is Dr. Will. I do two things in the healthcare. I am in community medicine, which means I help promote and maintain the health of the entire community, not just of individuals. So, which means, you know, championing, community, I would say, outreach and things that, or programs that help to consider the entire community's health. And then I am in drug safety. I'm a drug safety physician, which means I monitor and assess the safety of drugs throughout their life cycle. That's from clinical trials all the way to post-marketing surveillance. So it is one of the hats I wear. Now, doing all these things, I have always loved to be in business as well. So business is, or to understand how money works. That's been a long or lifelong passion for me. I also write and I speak. I speak on motivation and other topics, and I do so globally. So that you made a comment which was important, and Lois also highlighted on that comment. It's the monies we make as physicians, you know, and as healthcare professionals. Do we know what to do with it? I was
Mm.
told finishing med school that we belong to the top 1%. And I said, wait a minute, top 1% of what? Of earners, as they say. And at that time that made so much sense. But I mean, think about it. Hey, you're telling you're so distinguished and all that, but then when you get into the job market, you start to see how much of that money you're not going to take home. I said, no, let's
Mm.
let's rephrase that. We want to be in the top 1% of
I think we
keepers,
lost him for a
not
minute
of
there.
earners, not just of
Okay.
earners, but of
So we
keepers.
lost him. So
So
Dr.
let's
Quinn,
let's
go.
go.
Okay, there we go. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Let's
Doc.
go. Let's go.
All
You
right.
don't want to get you
Doc.
don't want to get me started, which you have. So thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Dr. Quinn, go ahead.
So, are we introducing? Remember, I
Yes,
went.
yes, yes.
All
We're
right.
introducing ourselves.
Okay. I am Quinta Mancho. I live in Colorado. I'm a pharmacist. I've been a pharmacist for 20 years, and it's just been amazing how we take care of our patients every single day, and you know but not really going through school. We really were not very told or taught how finance. We never had like a lesson in finance. And my first exposure to finance is when I got my job as a pharmacist. And the first thing that I was introduced with is the traditional financing. But as I practice, and I'm figuring out, I had a classmate that was just living her best lives and was doing amazing things. And I'm looking at her like, I am doing the same job as she is. Why is she living such a great life and I'm struggling financially? Um, and I got to talk to her, and she introduced me to, um, you know, building wealth outside the traditional wealth. So I started reading more books about it, and realized that the one thing that separates me from my colleague was her level of financial literacy. And because she has that financial literacy, she was able to take about the same amount of money that I am making with her and invest it or do more things with it that may yield her a better outcome than I was. So that quests my interest to really hone into financial literacy. And I just keep learning and learning. And now I feel like I know more than a whole lot of people. And our community is suffering. My colleagues are suffering from the same phenomenon where I was 2 years ago. And now my mission really in this world is to educate people, to give them that financial literacy that a lot of us may, immigrants. I didn't mention I'm an immigrant. A lot of us immigrants, we come here and our education is top notch. Like they preach go to school, but they don't teach us financial literacy. So my mission now is just to educate others about financial literacy and see how we can help them to understand this concept that we do know now.
Wow. That's amazing, Dr. Quinn. I mean, you touch on a lot of points in there, and everybody's introduction. It shows why this panel is a rich panel, because we're seeing perspectives from different angles. We're seeing perspectives from a retired nurse. We're seeing perspectives from an MD who's actively working and changing his community. We're seeing the perspective of a pharmacist who already in her profession realized that there was something missing, and that hasn't stopped her from doing what she's doing. That hasn't stopped any of these people from doing what they're doing. I didn't get to introduce myself yet, but I wanted the panel to introduce themselves first. I'm Sahi Fogwe. I'm in the Dallas, Texas area. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and my journey, it's kind of the same. I started off as a staff accountant. I worked as a staff accountant for 10 years, then switched over. Everyone was like, oh, you need to go into the nursing field. And during my last year as a staff accountant, I started taking prereqs. I was one of those who took 30 credits in one semester. Yeah, crazy, right?
Wow.
30 credits in one semester while working full time as a staff accountant because I applied to 10 schools. I was going to do nursing, whether you did what to me. I applied to 10 schools. Even in Canada, I applied to Canada, a school in Canada. That's how much I was going to, do nursing. Sent my kids to Africa, did the program in 12 months because there was a second degree option. I went and left my family, my husband in Dallas, my kids went to Africa, and then I went to El Paso for 12 months and did a fast track program, got the BSN, came back, passed my board, brought my kids back. And that's how much I wanted to do nursing, because
Wow.
it was like, oh, there's money in nursing. Everybody's doing nursing. You're the only one who's odd, which, there's nothing wrong with being different. But of course, our community, we listen to our communities and people who have been here before you, and you want to follow whatever they're telling you to do. Fast track did, that went on to become a nurse practitioner. But then 5 years ago, financial literacy came back into my lap. So I was hearing these concepts that were presented to me that were never presented to me when I was in accounting. My top executives knew that information.
Yeah.
They knew it, but nobody shared it with me. All I knew was what HR presented to me. That's all I knew. So that's why I am vested in this, because I want my colleagues, my healthcare professional colleagues, to know this information. And that's why we're here talking about this today. So that takes me into the next question, right? In our own perspective, our own words, let's define what we think wealth care is. What is wealth care to you? We'll start with Nurse Lois.
Awesome, awesome. That's a really great question. So when I think about what wealth care is, this is you taking care of your finances from a holistic approach.
Yeah.
So many of us, go into healthcare because there is that stability there, security financially, and then you also get to help people, which is obviously a big reason why anyone in healthcare goes into healthcare. But when we think about protecting our wealth, for me, that means making sure, number one, that you are doing something, whether it's a business or you're in a career that can generate you wealth, because there's a difference between you being rich and you being wealthy.
Yeah.
So number one, having that income source, whether it's business or career, that can actually help you build wealth, not just temporary riches. And then once you acquire the money, whether it's a paycheck or commissions from your business, using that income to create something that can provide you a legacy for your family. I believe wealth care is about leaving. It's about what you leave to your family, to your kids, right? You being rich is kind of for you. Wealth care for me looks like, okay, my kids are going to be set up. Growing up from coming from here from Ghana, there was no college fund in place for me. I had to go to a community college. Even though I had all the grades, there was, that conversation was never had with my parents to leave us anything. So I believe, wealth care is really making sure that you are earning the money to where this can even be an option, and then ultimately leaving something behind to where your kids don't have to struggle to get into school because mom and dad have already, covered that. They already put a plan in place to where, okay, you can go to the fancy university. You don't have to do, and there's nothing wrong with community college. I
Yep.
loved my community college experience, but
Yeah.
it's like I had the grades for the big school. We just didn't have the
Yeah.
money. So wealth care for me looks like, making enough money for myself and then making sure that anyone that comes after me, even if it's not kids, I can be in position to help my family and leave a legacy.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Yep,
Yeah.
legacy. That
Great.
keyword legacy.
It's
That's
everything.
yeah, it's everything. When you once you
Mm,
say that, my heart just melts because I
yeah.
think about it, and and I worry about it. If I have any worry, it's always about the legacy. What
Mm,
am I leaving behind? What will people remember me for?
mm.
Doc, in your words, what is wealth care? Oh,
Me?
there are two docs.
I was
There
gonna
to
say
that.
which
Dr.
dog?
Will.
That's what I'm
Like,
like. Who are we talking about?
Uh,
Dr. Will.
So, first of all, I want to say accept. I agree with all that Nurse Lois has talked about. I'm gonna
yes.
add just a few things to it. And so when I think about wealth care, what I reflect on is what is the health status of your finances.
Mm,
You
Hmm.
see, yes, because some people, a little bit of money is great for them, but to some people, their dreams outweigh their financial status, and their dreams
Mm,
outweigh their, I would say, their potent, their money power. They afford,
right.
how much they can afford. So, to you who has a big dream, which is very costly, the more money you can get, the more healthy your finances are. The
that's
more
true.
you can achieve the dream. Yes. So
Yeah.
I when I think about wealth care, is how have you positioned yourself and the small money you've already made. I like to say the small money because when you think about what the money can become in the future,
Yes.
whatever you
Yeah.
have today is not, it's small compared to
It's
what
true.
you could make it be. So when I think about wealth care, I'm looking about what you have and what you're dreaming to have, and that gap, what are you doing to close that gap? That's how I see wealth care.
Hmm.
So
I love
you
that.
got to be doing you got
Wow.
to be doing the right things to make that gap,
Yeah.
gap close daily. So that's
Hmm.
my take on wealth care.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Oh,
wow. That's amazing.
that
Yeah,
is
Dr. Quinn.
that's amazing. And well, thank you. That's a very, very good question because when I post the flyer, people are asking me, what is wealth care? What are you talking about? So I said, come to the show and watch and listen to us explain what we understand in our own words, what wealth care is. So wealth care, like Lois and Dr. Will have just nailed it. When you come last, you kind of want to. They've already taken the words that are
You
in your mouth.
summarize. You
Yes,
summarize.
yes, yes. So, in my own word, it's just taking care of our financial well-being, right? And making sure that we don't only live for the now.
Mhm.
Mm,
We extend that wealth to the future generation. Ms. Lois mentioned about college funds. Yes, I'm from Cameroon as well, and we know nothing about college fund. My first time of hearing about college fund was in school, right?
mm,
Um, and these kids, I'm there, I take classes and then I rush to go to work so that I can get money to pay my bills to go to school the next day. And I had a couple of friends. I went to school in Massachusetts, and the school I went to was a lot of rich kids that had college funds, that had
mm,
Mm,
trust funds.
mm,
So
mm,
I was hearing at it like a dream, and they'll tell me I have a trust fund. I don't know what trust fund is. I just go about my business. I just know that my life is about going to school, taking loans, and then after school, I rush to work 40
mhm,
hours so
mm.
as to pay the bills to leave. So as I got to do more of my research, when I heard this the second time, because the first time I was young,
mhm,
it didn't really ring a bell to me. I just know that, oh, I'm going to be a pharmacist. I'm going to make more money. I don't know about this trust fund thing. When I heard my colleague talked about how they're building wealth in different ways because of financial literacy, it rang a bell. I'm like, that's what my friends all did. So as I do my research, I begin to realize that making money and using the traditional banking system just to bank, to see a figure on the bank, doesn't help me,
Mm,
right? So that's what wealth care is all about, is knowing where to put this money as you make it,
Mhm.
and make the money work for you in the later years to come, so you can leave a legacy for your descendants,
mhm,
or make an impact, or create a college, a college fund that is non-traditional. It's not the one that they
Mhm.
impose on you, for the
mm.
children, so that they can remember that, mom was thinking about them. So that's
Oh
what it is.
wow. Wow. See why healthcare people know how to coin anything into their niche.
Yes.
Because as a family nurse practitioner, the way I look at wealth care is annual physical. I'm looking at it as annual physical. The
Mhm,
same way I sit down with my patients and assess them from head to toe,
mhm,
talk about preventive care, talk about, their vital signs, go do their blood pressure, do their pulse, do their oxygen saturation, all of that. I just transfer it over to the finances.
Mm,
What is the blood pressure of your finances?
yeah.
What
mm.
is the
Yeah.
pulse of your
I
finances?
like that, girl. I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is your financial situation on life support?
Hmm.
Does it
Mm,
need CPR?
Okay.
mm,
And you individualize it, because my blood pressure is different from Dr. Will's blood pressure, from Nurse Lois's blood pressure, from Dr. Quinn's blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit down with people and we talk to them about their finances. We gather data from you, your vital signs, and then we sit down and personalize it to you. There's preventive care for kids. There's preventive care for adults, males. There's preventive care for adult females. There are things that we ask women to do. Their mammogram. We ask women to go do their pap smear. Men have to do their PSA to check their prostate health.
Mhm,
Kids, we do their immunizations. So when we sit down with clients with their finances, we're doing the same thing. What a kid needs is different from what a mama needs. A 40-year-old mama is different from what a 60-year-old mama needs. And
mhm.
that's what wealth care is to me. Annual physical, wellness, financial wellness. That's what
Yes.
it means to me as a family
Yeah.
nurse practitioner.
Wow.
So, with that in mind, why would anybody want to be affiliated with us? Why should anybody want to even be part of this group, this vibrant group? Look at the faces. Look how snazzy everybody looks. Look how energetic we are. Why
oh
wouldn't you want to
man.
be affiliated with this? Because we make things fun, right? We make
We
things fun. But
do.
Yes.
let's start
Yes.
with Nurse Lois again. Why should anybody want to be affiliated with us?
Oh, awesome. First of all, I love all the responses and I love the annual chat. I'm gonna use that,
I
Sagi. I'm gonna
know.
use
That's really
that.
good.
I'm
That's
gonna
very
use
good.
that. I think
Mm,
any and everyone who is watching this, or if you're watching the replay, you should definitely be affiliated with us because, especially if you are in healthcare, you have a natural heart to serve people. I know
yeah.
there's everyone who's watching this or who's on the panel here. We went into healthcare because we wanted to help people. And
Mhm,
as we know, the healthcare system, we don't really get to control what happens to the patient once they leave, right? They have to go fight with insurance. Certain medications might not be covered, certain things they might have to pay out of pocket. And then you get to realize that so many Americans and people in general have not planned for an emergency.
mm,
A lot of times I was working in the ICU, neuro ICU. I would have patients come in all the time and they were just fine yesterday, or they just thought it was something, a stomach bug. Nobody plans to go into the doctor's office and then now stage 2 cancer. Now we got to rush you to the ER. Now you're admitted. I lost my stepmom during COVID and she thought it was just her chest was hurting. Next thing you know, days later she's passing away. That
mm,
was a huge burden for us. Imagine having to grieve that. And then financially, nothing was left behind. And so I think that anyone who's watching this, especially if you're in healthcare, you have a natural gift to serve and help people. And when it comes to finances, because nobody has sat down and had these types of conversations with people when they come into the clinic or hospital, they never imagined that they would have to do this six-figure surgery, or they would have medical bills 50K or 20K. This stuff is very expensive. And so I think that anyone who's in healthcare, you naturally have a heart to serve. This is a great space where you can still help people. And I also believe in helping yourself, right? You deserve to
Yeah.
get paid really nicely.
Yeah.
Healthcare workers, we work 8-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shift. Doctors, I mean,
Mm,
y'all doing 24 hours. It's crazy. We go holidays, right? We
mm,
have Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas. We sacrifice all of this stuff to take care of other people. So I believe that while we get to help other people, it's nice that we get paid nicely, and we can also help ourselves. So if you're watching this, 100%, you
yeah.
gotta get affiliated, because I
Yeah.
still, even though I'm a retired nurse, I still feel the same fulfillment when I'm sitting down with clients, how
Mm-hmm.
I did when I was sitting down with patients.
Yeah.
Put the mask on before you put somebody else's mask on. Your
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
mask has to be on, because if you're not
Yeah.
breathing, you can't do the
You
CPR on some.
You
cannot.
You can't
cannot.
run the code. You can't
You
run the
cannot run
code
the
blue.
code.
You cannot do the visit to the home health patient.
You
You can't
Yeah.
cannot.
see that. You can't see that patient in the ER.
Yep.
I a few years ago, when I was doing my clinicals for nurse practitioner, I was passing out. I was having syncopal
Oh
episodes.
my
Yes,
goodness.
my first episode was in the ER. I
Wow.
was I was all, it was stress. It was all stress related, because they did everything. Um,
Mm,
Cardiac tests. I even had a monitor. I still have a scar from the monitor being taken out last year. They thought it was seizures. They thought it was everything, checked everything. It was stress. It was just working nights at the ER and then doing clinicals during the day. My body was like,
Mm,
what are you doing, Sahi? What are you doing?
mm.
I'm
yeah.
getting report from a nurse, and I'm standing there, and before I knew it, I was on the ground. Me being on the
Oh
ground
my goodness.
with 4 patients that were assigned to me, I can't take care of those patients while on the ground.
You
I
Mm-mm.
cannot.
can't. From the
You
Cannot.
ground,
cannot.
I ended up being a patient. They had to rush me to the other bay in the ER, and my colleagues were working on me. My
Yeah.
ER docs were working
Wow.
on me, and I ended up in the ICU.
Wow.
From
Wow.
all of that stress, at the end of it, I had multiple of those episodes. One of them, my kids had to do CPR on me at home. One of those episodes happened at home. My
Okay.
Oh
own kids
my
did CPR on
Oh
me.
goodness.
my
Yes.
gosh.
So I'm telling you the story to tell you that we have to be good ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be mentally sound. You have to be physically sound. You have to be financially sound before you go out and you're trying to talk to other people, because if you're not, you're of no good to those people. So what we're saying is that we're taking that educational approach here to
Mm-hmm.
educate other people. We know how to educate at the bedside. We
Mm,
educate
All the
patients.
time.
We talk
Every day.
about lifestyle changes to our patients. We talk
yeah.
about, I mean, we do education. We educate them before a surgery so they know what they're going into and all those things. We know how to educate. We're
Mm.
just saying that bring that education to a different space and
Yes.
help educate yourself and educate others. That's what we're talking about here. So, Dr. Will, go ahead.
Wow. Wow.
I know.
Why do you have to be, to be affiliated with us? So, that question is so packed. How do I even start?
yeah.
Listen, to those who are watching or who would be watching us, I want to say that being in the healthcare, I applaud you first of all, because this is the field where I don't say we are paid for what we do.
Mm.
We're just compensated. I like to use that word rather than being paid, because to say
Mm.
paid, you have seen the amount of money and you've weighed it to the service you are providing, and they are
Hmm.
part of, yeah. But no, 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 no. In healthcare, when you take away pain, how do you get to pay? How do you pay for that? You
Yeah.
see, how do
Mm.
you pay for
Yeah.
that? So we are given. I would say we are given we're given a token for the work we do.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
what you do with your token, that's what matters here. You see.
Mm.
So I want to tell people that you see, when I was in medical school, and I would see the doctors, and we see what they make. They never tell us what they really keep.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah, they say, hey, this is a plastic surgeon. He makes X hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And we just applaud for that. Like we just clap. Like, wow. But how much of that is he paying his staff? How about that for taxes? How about that for the malpractice insurance? Hello. Did
Student
Yeah.
we forget
loans,
that?
student
Hello.
We can't
loans,
forget
student
that.
loans.
Hello.
Hmm.
Yep.
Going back to
Student
student
loans.
loans.
That thing is compounding, it's compounding. It's compound interest. So we talk about
Yeah.
all that. Then the guy has to leave. The house is not free. He's paying for the house. He's paying for all the things he's paying. How much of that has he kept now for retirement? You see? So, and he's working this money now because he has all the strength to do it. Can we guarantee that amount of strength in the future? We
Wow.
can't. So
Yeah.
when I think about all that, I say it is best to be with a team. Come join a team which
Mm.
can start telling you how we have structured trainings, how we can teach you how to take advantage of the taxes. The tax the tax law is 75,000 pages. How many of that do you know? And they call you a top 1%. How
Mm.
much of the tax law do you know? 75,000 pages. Or have you delegated that to your CPA? And how much of that does he know?
He knows. Yeah.
We have been trained
Or
to
she.
learn. The healthcare people, one thing I pride ourselves for is we have been trained on how to learn.
Yeah.
So if you've learned all these things and you're taking care of people's health and you're excelling at that, hey,
Mhm.
you have the intellect to learn about money and know about it too. So
Yeah.
most people don't know about things like inflation is happening. So you see this $250,000 check or $300,000 check you make a year. Next year, what is that worth next year
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
Yeah.
inflation? You
Mm-hmm.
need to join a team that can teach you these things
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because it's not what is in your hand that matters. When we talk about retirement, we talk about what's in your hand and the worth of it in say 20 years
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
after the inflation has accumulated. It's a
Yeah.
cumulative loss. So
Mm-hmm.
I think of that. And the most professionals in the healthcare have never been done a financial independent number. They don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So how much do you really need to retire? And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
when you tell people that and they sit down and say, you know what, I will have to give up a lot of these fancy things I'm dealing with today if I'm going to retire with that amount of money. How about you increase that? I say, okay, if you're going to increase that amount of money, if you're going to retire with that much, then this is how much you have to put aside today. Is that
Yes.
possible? So that knowledge, all these workings I'm talking about, you need a team that can consistently feed you with that
Mm-hmm.
kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And that's what we do.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
without leaving what you're doing, because again, I'm
Without
really
leaving what
stressing,
you're doing.
yes,
Yes.
I'm
That's right.
Yeah.
stressing on that because I do not want people listening to this show and thinking that we want to take you away from what you're doing.
No,
We
no,
don't.
No. No.
Keep doing what you're doing. I'm still working as a family nurse practitioner.
Yes.
And I'm doing this, and I'm still passionate about it. This comes out through my ears. You can tell whenever I'm talking about this, my kids already know when I'm on Zoom, that's when my face lights up.
Uh,
I'm talking and I'm using my hands and my whole body moves when I'm talking about this stuff because I get excited about it. The fact that I didn't know this information 20 years ago and now I do.
yeah.
It might be a little bit late, but I'll rather know it now, pass it on. And
Ever.
as I'm learning it, I don't want to keep it to myself. And I don't want to be completely financially free before I share it with other people. As I'm
Yeah.
learning in real time, I want others to learn it. And that's
Yeah.
why I feel like people should be affiliated with us. Dr. Quinn, go ahead.
Dr. Quaid.
Right. Yes. Great points. Great points, guys. And why you should affiliate with us? We are healthcare workers, right? And we are natural educator. We are educating patients about stuff, about their medication, how they take it, and stuff like that. But I feel like in the healthcare, while we are educating people how to take care of their health, I'm also a life coach and a health coach. So I educate them not only traditional medicine, but also how to do natural stuff, prevention, not to get there where you have to go to the ER. But I believe a lot of us healthcare professionals don't take care of ourselves.
Mhm.
We put in all those 12 hours. Sagi was just saying, she at one point in her life she was doing night shift and then leaving right after and doing rotations or clinicals.
It's crazy.
And a lot of us do that. I see a lot of people in my practice, they have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, they leave one, they go to the next one. Why? Because they're trying to get more money. But in return, that money is being left on the table because the taxes, we are being double taxed, right?
Mhm.
So if you understand, right now at my profession, I'm not leaving my profession, I'm still a pharmacist, I'm still a doctor of pharmacy, practicing, but took upon myself to learn how to help myself, my wealth being, so that I don't have to put too much hours to make money that I will never see in my account. So, and this particular company, GFI, that we are affiliated with, I love what this stands for. Their fulfillment formula. I mean, when I saw their fulfillment formula, which is faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun, it aligns perfectly with my goal. Only I did not know how to put it in that order.
Mm.
That's one of the reasons why you should, because if you, yeah, yeah, if you just learn about what we do and our fulfillment formula, you'll be guaranteed to be good in all 5 Fs. And because of that, I'm encouraging anyone and everyone that is watching on replay to look into it, because you will not only be better with your finance, your family will be good, your faith, it doesn't matter what faith you are, okay? Your faith
Yeah.
will be truly good and you'll be affiliated with other people who believe in the same things. And that will strengthen your own perspective of all 5s. So that's
Yeah.
why I think you can be affiliated with us.
That's awesome. I love the 5 Fs, and I love how she's stressed on the fitness part, the part that I'm weakest on. I just went back to the gym last week because it's been rough. It's been a
Yes,
little
it's
bit rough.
Can I
yeah.
I add something to the discourse? You know,
Yes.
you will notice something. There is some kind of and the physicians out there, you may agree with me on this one. There's some kind of a taboo amongst this circle of people to talk about money, as though we should just talk about just the health of the people that come to see us, just that. So, but I say that now, let's snap out of that that stigma. You know, the overhead, the lights need to be on. They need, and it takes money. It takes money to keep
Yeah.
them on. You know, for you
Yeah.
to exist as a physician, there are bills, there are things you have to pay. And
Yes.
should we listen? If you are out there and you take time to watch a movie, you know, every week, things to you do to make you know, for fun.
Yeah.
Listen, I have not personally, okay, you may disagree with me, but I have not seen something more fun to do than talk about money.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. It is fun to talk
That's
about
because you're a
money.
nerd, Dr. Will. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
am and to talk about money such that I can know how to keep most of it. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and how to
Yes.
grow it. That's like a movie to me. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
like watching a movie.
It,
So
it,
it keeps me going. So it's good.
Yeah.
Come
and
join
And
he's
me.
can
not
I?
a nerd. I've seen this man dance in Houston. I saw this man break it down,
I
dance
remember
Oh
during
it.
our
yes.
lunch.
Oh
He is
yes.
no nerd. He is no nerd. He's not your typical doctor who's like, just standing there with a no, he
I
can
Yeah.
dance.
remember.
I keep
And
it
can I
real.
add one more?
Yes,
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 doc.
yes.
And I also think that a lot of us, because healthcare is majority immigrants, right? And a lot of us grow up knowing that, thinking that, or hearing that money is the root of all
Evil.
evils.
Hmm.
Oh, you should not latch onto money. Why are these people always talking about money? Then the reality, as we come on, people, money, you can't do nothing without money.
Hmm.
And if you
Mm-mm.
work the money, you don't know how to manage the money for yourself and your family, then it's even worse because you feel so stressed. Why am
Mm.
I working all these hours and still don't know the money? When it's
Yeah.
simple, understanding that financial literacy, how money works. What is money? Money is a paper, but
Mm-hmm.
then how can it work for you? So, how can you do it as you're young? The younger you are, the better for you because you have time. Time is on your side, right?
Yep.
So how can you use this time that you have with the money that you're working so it can work for you in the future when you're ready to retire?
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Money makes good people better and
Yes.
bad people worse.
I
Yes.
agree.
Yeah, money does. I grew up, I'm a PK, I'm a pastor's kid, and I grew up hearing that even in church about the money and, humility, you have to be humble,
Yes.
but the question I ask is, how am I going to put in that offering that I need to put in if I'm not talking about money or
Right.
focused on money? How am
Exactly.
I going to tithe, to
Mm-hmm.
pay my tithes? How am
Mm-hmm.
I going to pay for charity, like to support charitable causes that I want to support if I'm not thinking about money or focus on money? The salary can only go so far.
So far.
It can only stretch so far. It can it can barely take care of the bills. Then what more of that extra person that I want to take care of, that person I want to sponsor, or that the widow or orphan that I need, I want to support. So there are a lot of things that we can do with money. So as healthcare professionals, these are things that we should be thinking about and having these conversations and having it with our full chest, hiding, not hiding to
Yep.
talk about it, but
Yeah.
boldly talking about it.
Yeah.
No
And
stigma.
I'm
Yep.
feeling free. Yeah, there shouldn't be a stigma. I don't
No.
want us to keep going until we advertise our show in Dallas. So I'm going to
Dallas.
bring up that flyer right here.
Yes.
Woo, 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 woo.
Nurse Lois, why should anybody be in Dallas in November?
First of all, this event is going to be the event of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
November 22nd, mark your calendars, you all. It's going down Dallas, Texas, November 22nd. You should be there. Anybody in healthcare, it doesn't matter what division you're in. We want to welcome you to Dallas. We're having a free networking mixer. Number one is free. I mean,
Yeah.
The keyword.
Hello.
and
Hello.
you know, I always
Hello.
hear free is free for them. It's not free for us. We putting our money
Yes.
up, but
Yes.
it's a free event. So number one, it's a mixer, so you get to network and meet these amazing panelists that I'm here with, nurse practitioner, doctor, pharmacist. Like, oh my goodness, you get to meet all these amazing healthcare workers, and then we also get to learn. So I really think anybody, I don't care if you don't live in Dallas. I don't live in Dallas. I'm
Yeah.
catching a flight. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be there. Coach Levi, some of our mentors are going to be there. So it's going to be an amazing, amazing event where we just get to network with each other. And honestly, as healthcare workers, sometimes we just need a little fun. Okay. Every
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
day, over
Mm-hmm.
time, every day is like shift, sleep, eat, shift, sleep, eat. It's like, I think a lot of us, we don't really go out as much. I know when I was full time into nursing, like I literally had no time to
Yeah.
nurture my social life and my
Yeah.
friends and my relationships. So if you are watching this, you're a healthcare worker, fly to Dallas, drive to Dallas, and just come out. It's gonna be such an amazing weekend, and we're super excited for this event.
Yeah.
Yes, and it will be at the Hilton Garden Inn in Irving, Texas. So that's in the central part of Dallas, of the Dallas area. So drive in, like she said, come from wherever. Dr. Will, why should anybody be here?
Well, if you needed a more befitting marketing pitch, I think Lois, you got it. You nailed that one. You
That's our
did.
marketer.
You did.
I am a marketer.
Listen, man.
Yes.
Texas, Dallas is a hub for healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
it's a
true.
hub. Period. We all know that. So,
Yeah.
I am asking that the healthcare people to take a few hours of their busy schedule so we can secure the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know one thing about healthcare. And this is true with every field, every discipline you go into. If the people are happy, which means they have taken care of themselves first,
Yeah.
they produce good results.
They
They
do.
produce good results. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
a stressful physician is the worst physician.
Yeah.
A stressful nurse is the worst nurse
Yeah.
because
It's
Yeah.
that's
true.
who you don't want that's who services you don't want. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who services you don't want. Why am I saying this? Come and relax. Come on, let's talk about money such that
Yeah.
you will take away that stress. Let's talk about money so you can
The
take away that
money.
stress away from you. This is the environment to do it at. You can't do it in the
Yeah.
hospital. You know that. You can't do it with your colleagues at work. You know that.
Yes.
But you
Yeah.
got to do it. So come, let's do it here. This is where we would
Yeah.
do it. And then
Mm.
when we take away that stress, think about a refreshed healthcare provider. You will
Mm.
pass that on to the patients. They will feel it. It'll be
Oh
good.
yeah.
So come
Yeah.
have fun with us. We have fun too. It's one of our pillars. Fun is one of our pillars. So
Yes.
Yeah.
come and have fun with us. Come and see doctors talk about
Yeah.
what's important in a
Yeah.
nice environment, in a classy environment, like we like to do it, and then
Yeah.
have fun doing it too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we have class where we gather. There is so much class, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, come, let's hang out and have fun, and and
And it
and
takes
get
away
busy.
that stigma that doctors have poor bedside
Yeah,
manners.
and get
Take
rhythm,
it away.
get
You come and see
rhythm
a
doing
doctor
it.
in their element.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Quinn.
Yes. And for me, listen, if you're watching, you're in the Dallas area, even Houston, or Texas, just drive up. Because when do you really have an a free event that you get to meet with some millionaires that are our mentors and
Mm-hmm.
talk to them on one-on-one basis?
That's right.
And I can preach here, I can talk about how wealth care is important or money is important for you, which you already know. I know you already know. But there's a saying that if you really want to change your life, go to a life-changing event.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a life-changing event because you're going to learn some things that you've never heard before. Or maybe if you've heard it before, it's just going to, sometimes you have to hear things 2 or 3 times for it to ring a bell, right? And you get
Mhm.
to network with other colleagues of yours. There will be
Mm-hmm.
all all healthcare. It's not only the pharmacists, doctors, and nurses that are going to be present. We have other physical therapy, occupational, all healthcare will be present. So you have an opportunity, and like Lois said, she's flying. I'm flying too, right?
Me too.
Ticket bought
All three
because
of them are
that
from out of Dallas. Yeah,
we're
all
out
three
of
of them.
Dallas.
Out
Hmm.
of
We're
Dallas.
flying to Dallas. That's how important this mixer is. I've reached out, if you all my Dallas folks that I've reached out to you, if you're watching, I want to see you there because it's
Yep.
a life-changing event.
Yep. Yep. And like she said, when you hear information, it might not be the right time. Just like, we talk about faith. So I'll go to the Bible,
Mm.
the parable of the sower,
Yes.
where some of it hit rocky ground, some hit fertile ground, some hit thorns or
Yep.
whatever. Maybe the first time you heard this information, you were in a bad place.
Yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
had thorns in your life. You had so many things that were obstructing you from listening to the information.
Yep.
Dallas might just be the place, or this
Mm.
event might just be that event where you need to hear the right voice.
Mm.
There's just that particular voice that you have to hear that will change everything for you, will change your trajectory. It will change your future. It will change your narrative. It will change your family's future forever. So please, if you're hearing the voices on this show today, don't miss this event. Let it
Yes.
not be that missed opportunity that you regret for the rest of your life. So be here, be in Dallas, come talk to us. Again, it's at your favorite price, free.
Let me add to what you just said, the parable of the sower. Um, this Dr. Q right here heard about this 11 years ago, but it
Mm.
fell on rocky ground because that was not the right time.
Yep.
I had 3 kids in diapers and, running around like a chicken with the head cut off. This thing I wanted to hear was come learn about finance. I'm already making finance. Like I'm good. I'm good. Like I can take care of my kids. I can pay my bills. That was finance in my head at that time.
Mm.
Now, 2 years ago, it resurfaced.
Mm.
My rocky ground had turned into fertile
Mm.
ground. And I was able to listen and simulate it and understood it because it came at the right time. So there are a lot of people, praying for miracles to happen. This might just be your miracle.
Amen.
Mm. This is
Awesome.
so good.
Amen to
Yep.
that.
One thing I want to
I
add
see
something to.
Doc and Lois spinning a little bit. I don't know what's happening with the network. I don't know if it's from my end,
It's
but
I
your
think it's
end.
yours.
it's my
It's
end.
yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we will round
Really,
this up so
really
we
quick, I
don't
just wanted to add something.
we'll round it up at this point. I
Oh,
wanted
we
everybody to
can't
go
hear you.
around.
You
You
can
can't
hear
hear
Lois,
me.
Lois wants to add something.
Go ahead,
real
Lois.
quick.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you, Docs. I love everything you said, Dr. Quinta, and I can totally relate because, I was first introduced to this opportunity 2 times before I actually said, let me just come. The
Yeah.
first time it was actually 2018. The
Yeah.
timing was off because I was studying for my NCLEX, which is
Yeah.
the board exams you need to become a registered nurse. So
Yes.
horrible timing. Like, imagine I'm fighting for my life, trying to study, go to the
Yeah.
library.
Yeah.
Somebody was trying to introduce me to this business. I was like, bad timing. So that was
Yeah.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2020, I
Yeah.
was travel nursing at the time. I was doing a travel assignment in New York City. So at the time, nurses were making good money. I thought I was making money. I thought I was rich. So kind of
Yeah.
like you,
Yeah. Yeah.
financial. I
Yeah.
said, I'm already making the finances, kind of like you.
Yeah.
I wasn't really humble. I was super young. I was making about $6,000 a week. No kids, no bills. I didn't think I needed to learn
Mm-mm.
about anything. I didn't think, but honestly, even though on paper I was making all that money, I had nothing to show for it. I didn't buy a house. I was doing the immature stuff, Gucci, Louis. Next thing you know,
You name
I
it.
had
Yeah.
no money. And so I think also I was like
But now
really
she
enjoying
counts
my
on I
I was
to not
enjoying
hear
my
them.
travel nursing lifestyle, and it was 2 years later after that, I had done 13 different assignments. I got tired of chasing contracts, chasing, one week I'm in this city, next week I'm in that city, and I wanted outside of the money because I was already making six figures as a nurse. I wanted the freedom to choose. And so when I say the freedom to choose to work remotely, like I love my lifestyle now because I can be in Ghana for a month and still make money. But if I'm a nurse, I'm physically tied to this location. I physically have to work night shift. If the rates are not looking good, I have to go travel to another city, another state just to make money. And so outside of the money you all will learn about making here, I want you to think about what type of life do you want to live? If you're a mom, wouldn't it be nice to work from home, to have that option?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? We're all immigrants here. Wouldn't it be nice? I was in Ghana for 6 weeks. I can be in Ghana for 6 weeks and still make, 10K a month, 20K a month because of this business. As a nurse, I would have to pick because you can't be in Ghana for 6 weeks and be a nurse. And you got to pick. So one thing I really want to encourage everybody is, think about the quality of life that you want to live, right? And that is one thing that I do love about back home. Back home, if you're making like 100K back home, you are a queen, you are a king. Somebody's cooking for you, somebody's doing this. And when I stop to think about what life does Lois desire, I want ease. I want slow mornings. I don't want, in Ghana, we call it giddy giddy. Like every day you gotta do this and do
Hustle.
this.
Hustle.
It's a
Hustle. Yeah.
hustle.
Yeah.
I wanna, and that's the power of this business, you all, is that you get to choose. You can literally be in a situation where one sale, one commission, you can decide to take the month off depending on the type of product it is. And so we want to invite you all to Dallas. I promise you it'll change your life. I promise you. I don't care how many times somebody has tried to talk to you about finances.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the opportunity. So I'm looking forward to meeting everyone in Dallas.
Awesome,
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah. So I know I got cut out for a little bit there. Just last words so we can round it up. We were trying to keep it below an hour, but we're right at 55 minutes. I'm the timekeeper. So, Dr. Will, final thoughts.
Well, I'm going to do it quick too. You talked about faith, and I think you've thrown some scripture here and there. We are a faith-based organization. I would
We are.
not finish here without saying that I
Mhm.
am I have put God in my money, and this is, if you're that kind of person, this is the place to be at. The
Mm.
corporate world is pushing God out, but we
Mm.
are pulling God in. I want you people to
Yes.
know that.
Amen.
There's a story in which everybody knows this. If you've ever gone to church, maybe you never entered, you were outside, but you heard this one. Okay, the story of the talent, Matthew
Mm.
25 verse 14 and on. Okay,
Mhm.
where and I don't have to explain that story. Go read it. But two of the people invested their money and made gains. One did not invest. One put it
Mm.
in what I would call a checking account.
Yeah.
There was no interest. Okay,
Yeah.
the other one had interest, and it just so happens that they were rewarded. Those who had interest, who had
Mm.
what I would call compound interest, were rewarded, while the other person that dug the hole and put the money, that they put it in an account that made no interest. That's what I'm saying. They were penalized for it. I just want to say, even the Bible loves compound interest, and
Mm.
it's
Yes.
one of the things we talk about. So come see us
Yes.
so we can talk even more about things like that. Like I
Yeah.
said, hey, it's fun to talk about money. You can see,
Yep.
and what I'm saying,
It
it's
is
fun.
fun.
So
It
please
Yep.
come
is
join
so much
us,
fun.
and
Yeah.
we're putting God first. I pray that you guys all, we continue to have this. We're changing lives, even as much as we're changing ours. We're
Mhm.
changing lives. Life
Yeah.
is happening. It's happening out there, regardless. Let's throw some money into the hands of people as life is happening to them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Dr. Quinn,
Yes.
it looks like someone's trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
never fails.
Yeah. Do
It
you
never
have
fails.
any final thoughts?
Real quick, I know we are out of time. If there's any doubts about you, you may have, I'm talking to the audience, you may have heard about a bunch of healthcare workers trying to learn about Wealthcare. Just know that it's not a myth. We are real life people learning about ourselves. And we as healthcare workers, we're already doing that. We're taking care of, you mentioned people's blood pressure. How's your blood pressure of your own finance
Mm-hmm.
and the people to follow you? So you have to think about all those. The flexibility, money is just a tool, right? But the freedom that you will get from that money is what is powerful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So come join us. You're not only going to grow in those 5 F's that I mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
which is real true, because we are big, we're a faith-based company. We are everything that is in that we embodies all the 5 F's.
Mhm.
And in the course of joining us, your finance is going to grow as well. So thank you for the privilege to be here.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate every single one of you. I know some people have to jump into appointments right after this. I know Lois had an appointment that she might have had to push. We all have something, on our calendar, but just to set an hour aside to talk about this, to empower other people, it's what we are all about. Educating people, just making people, putting others first, thinking about them, what is good for them, and just making ourselves, it makes you feel fulfilled that you're able to educate other people and put them in a better place. We want people to be better than they were yesterday, than they were last month, than they were last year,
Mhm.
because we need to stop the mindset of thinking about tomorrow only, Saturday only,
Mhm.
next week. We need to start thinking generational, three
Yes.
generations,
Yes.
5 generations. What am I leaving behind? I'm planting this tree right now. Am I going to eat from this tree? No.
No.
Generations to come will eat from that tree. So
Correct.
that's the mindset that we want to get people thinking of right now, changing that mindset, personal development, I want to be better. I need to know more. And until next time, I want to thank all of you and thank you for joining the GFI Healthcare Division podcast today. It has been amazing. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Let me do
Thank
a
you.
round of
Thank you.
applause here. Round of applause.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you. Have a good day. God bless.
Yes.
Great day.
God bless all of you. Thank you so
God bless.
much. Thank you. Share, share, share. Subscribe to the channel. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you're subscribed.
Mhm.
All
Okay.
right, guys. Take care.
All right. Okay.
Bye.